Good morning, Year 1. Welcome to your last day of home learning before coming back to school next week. How exciting. We cannot wait to see you, and I hope you're looking forward to coming back too. So let's get going with today's lesson. So today we are learning to count in twos, so continuing what we looked at yesterday. And our success criteria today is identify things that come in twos, explain why we count in twos, arrange objects in groups of two, and count objects in twos using a number square or a number line or whisper shout if you need to. So let's start off then by thinking about Stevie's question here. Why do I need to know how to count in twos? So we talked about that yesterday. Can you just pause here to have another quick think about why we need to count in twos? Right, so yesterday we talked about how counting in twos is quicker than counting in ones, and how lots of different things come in twos or come in pairs. So let's start with our fast 5 questions. So starting with number 1, what is missing? Look at the sequence and see which numbers are missing. Number 2, how do you spell this number here? Using your letter, using your number words. And then number 3, what is missing this time? Again, look at the sequence and see what numbers are missing. And then number 4, you have only one nose and one mouth. What do you have 2 of? And then number 5, another what is missing question. Look at the sequence, what numbers are missing? Okay, let's go through the answers then. So I'm looking at the sequence of numbers in number 1, and I can see that the numbers are getting bigger. So we're counting forwards, and I can see that we are counting forwards by 1. We are adding 1 each time. So this number must be 4. And this missing number must be 8. And I can count to check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, then number 2, how do you spell? Hopefully you know that's the number 2, I'm sure you do. And it's a tricky one to spell, isn't it? T-W-O. And then what is missing this time? So I'm looking at the numbers, 10, 11, something, 13. So the numbers are getting bigger again this time. So we must be counting forwards. This time it's a bit trickier because we're not starting with 1 or starting with 0. We're starting with 10. So we need to do our counting on skills, don't we? So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then number 4, you have only one nose and one mouth. What do you have 2 of? So there's a few different answers here, isn't there? I'm going to make my font a bit smaller so that I can fit lots of answers in. So the best way to do it would probably be to work out systematically, starting at the top. So what do you have on your head or on your face? We have 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 eyebrows, 2 nostrils, then 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 shoulders, 2 elbows, 2 legs, 2 knees, feet. Wow, lots of things we have 2 of, isn't there? I wonder if I've forgotten any. Do let me know if I've forgotten any. Okay, number 5, what is missing? So 2, 4, 6, something, 10, 12, something. Now, numbers are getting bigger, so I'm counting forwards, but am I counting in ones? No, I'm not. What am I counting in? That's right, I'm counting in 2s. We're skip counting, so adding 2 each time. So 2, 4, 6. If I add 2 to 6, I get the number 8, 10, 12. If I skip count again, add another 2, I get 14. Oops. 14. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Well done. Okay, Stevie says, I have 6 pairs of gloves. Is that true or false? Pause here to have a think and see if you can give your reasoning. Okay, so it is false, I'm afraid, Stevie. Now, you do have 6 gloves, but you don't have 6 pairs of gloves because remember, a pair is something that comes in 2. So this is not 2 pairs of gloves. This is 1 pair of gloves. So if that's 1 pair of gloves, then we have another pair and another pair. So how many pairs of gloves does Stevie have? That's right, she has 6. She has 3 pairs of gloves. So vocabulary. Today, we're looking at these words again, same words as yesterday. So pairs, and as we just said, that means a set of 2 things. And then skip counting means counting forwards or backwards by a number other than 1. So we are practicing skip counting in 2s, aren't we? So let's have a look at these ducks. Hector says, how many ducks are there? Now they're all in a group and I'm going to try and count them. So count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, I think I've gone wrong. Oh, it's quite hard to count them because they're in a group. They're not organized in a very clear way. But if I move them into the 10 frame, like this, what can you notice about the 10 frame, especially when we look at it in this way round? What can you notice about it? That's right, it's kind of grouped into 2s, isn't it? Because each row, when we look at the 10 frame this way up, has got 2 in it. So we can use the 10 frame to help us count in 2s. Right, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8 ducks. There are 8 ducks. So it's much easier to count when things are arranged in 2s and when we count in 2s. Now let's have a look at these 10 frames. How many counters are there in each 10 frame? Let's start with this one. How many are in this 10 frame? Did you say 0? Well done. What about in this 10 frame? Hopefully you notice there are 2, and hopefully you didn't even need to count those 2. Because when it's a smaller number like 2, we can see the number straight away, the amount straight away. What about in this 10 frame? Did you say 4? That's right, because we've added 2 more counters. And look, we've added 2 more again. Here are the 4 that we've just looked at, and then there are 2 more. So how many counters in this 10 frame? That's right, 6. And if we add another 2, did you say 8? Amazing. You're doing so well. And then finally, we know what this shows straight away because it's a full 10 frame. So it shows 10, that's right. So we've added 2 each time. We're counting in 2s. Count with me. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Good. Shall we try again faster? Starting with 0. Ready? Can you count? Amazing. Great counting in 2s. Right, now this time we have got some more pairs of gloves. Let's have a go at counting them. So we can use this section of our 100 square to help us if we get a little bit stuck, because remember all of the numbers that are shaded in or coloured in are the numbers that we say when we count in 2s. So are you ready? Let's go. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. How did you get on? Amazing. So how many gloves are there? That's right, there are 20 gloves. Now that we know how to count in 2s, let's practice again and see how quick it is. Ready? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Wow, wasn't that really quick? So much quicker than counting in 1s. Right, your turn now. So we have some pencils in a pot. How many pencils are in each pot? That's right, there are 2 pencils in each pot. So we can practice again counting in 2s. Can you pause the screen here to count the pencils by counting in 2s or skip counting? If you need to, you can use this number line to help you. So pause here to have a go. Okay, how did you get on? Right, let's see if you were right. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There are 16 pencils. Did you get 16 as well? Superstar. Right, let's try it again. Oh, it says pencils. Let's change that to cans. So we've got some cans of fizzy pop here. Now they're not arranged into separate groups, are they? But can you see how many are in each column? If we look down each column, like this, that's right. 2, exactly. So can you use your counting in 2s knowledge to have a go at counting how many cans there are? Pause the screen here. Okay, let's see if you're right. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 cans. Did you count 12 cans as well? Amazing. Right, Mrs. Asquith has 6 pairs of shoes. How many shoes does she have? Now, is the answer going to be 6? Does she have 6 shoes? No, she doesn't. She has 6 pairs of shoes. So how can we represent those 6 pairs of shoes? We could get some objects, couldn't we? Absolutely, to represent those pairs. Or we could draw a picture. So I'm going to try drawing a picture to represent Mrs. Asquith's pairs of shoes. So there is 1 pair. Then we have 2 pairs. 3 pairs, 4 pairs, 5 pairs, 6 pairs. So I've represented the 6 pairs of shoes by drawing a picture. Now let's count how many shoes that is all together. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So Mrs. Asquith has 12 shoes. She has 6 pairs of shoes, which is 12 shoes altogether. Now let's have a try this one together. So it says, Mrs. Madison has 10 pairs of gloves. How many gloves does she have? So how can we work this out? Pause the screen to have a think. Okay, shall we have a go at drawing them again? Right, so can you pause again to grab yourself a piece of paper? This doesn't need to, you don't need to show me this on Teams or anything like that. This is just for you to work out this question. Can you have a go at representing Mrs. Madison's 10 pairs of gloves? Now remember, we're not just drawing 10 gloves, we're drawing 10 pairs. So pause the screen to have a go at that now. Okay, I'm going to draw those 10 pairs now and see if you've drawn the same as me, the same number as me. The pictures don't have to look the same, that's not important. What's important is the amount that we've represented. So there's 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 pairs, 4 pairs, 5 pairs, 6 pairs, 7 pairs, 8 pairs, 9 pairs of gloves, and 10 pairs of gloves. There's 1 pair, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pairs, so 10 groups of 2. And now we can count in twos to see how many gloves she has. So pause the screen here to either count your representation that you made or count mine if you realise you got yours wrong. So count in twos to see how many gloves she has. Okay, let's count. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So Mrs. Madison has 20 gloves altogether. So 10 pairs of gloves is 20 gloves altogether. So now, this is meant to be your turn. So Mrs. Beasley has 12 pairs of socks. How many socks does she have? So now I'd like you to pause the screen here to work out how many pairs of socks Mrs. Beasley has. Okay, right. How did you work it out? What did you do? Did you find out that Mrs. Beasley has 24 socks? Great job. Right. One more activity now before we move on to our team's task. So we've got some sections of a number track here with some numbers missing. So I'm looking at the first number track and I can see that it starts with 36, then 38, 40. Then there's a missing number, 44, 46, 48, and another missing number. Now I can see that these numbers are skip counting. We're missing a number out between each number. So we're skip counting in twos. So I know the number pattern. I know that the ones would go 6, 8, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. So I know that, and I can use that to help me, but I can also use my number square to help me. So if I look up here, so the number that's missing here is 42. And the number that's missing from the end is 50. I'm going to count to check. 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50. Yes, I'm counting in twos. Let's have a look at this one together now. So the first number is missing, and the next number is 26, 28, missing number 32, 34, 36, 38. So pause the screen here to see if you can work out which number needs to go here. So remember, we're counting in twos, and it's going to be the number that comes before 26 when we count in twos. Okay, it was a bit trickier, isn't it, to find this number? Now you might have said 25, and 25 is the number that comes before 26. If we're counting in ones, but if we're counting in twos, the number that comes before 26 would be 24. Well done if you got that. And then this missing number is 30. Now have a go on the last one on your own. So read the numbers on your own and work out which numbers are missing. Pause here to have a go. So the missing numbers are 16 and 24. Let's count and check. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Well done if you got that right. So now it's time to go to Teams to complete your quiz. Good luck, everyone. See you later.